So seeing movies multiple times. The rewatchable movies is basically, you know, is seeing a movie many times, multiple times, which some people don't do that, and a lot of people do it. Most people know that rewatching the same experience over and over again is good because it's the same. But of course, we all know it's never the same as watching a movie the first time. But usually, when you're bored, you either play a game or watch a movie. And sometimes you don't want to watch anything new, and you just want to watch the same old things. There are many movies you can see many times and never get bored of them. I have many movies that I probably can see many, many, many times now, and probably about tens of times in the future, and never get bored of them. There are some movies that can stand the test of time. There are some that do not. I'll tell you one movie that I have seen 4 times, and I just after those 4 times of seeing this one movie, I realized the fault of the movie, and that was Walking with Dinosaurs 3D. That's the only time I've seen a movie multiple times where by every viewing of the movie it gets worse and worse. When I see it, it just gets worse and worse. So yeah, and there's even lists on IMDb called movies you can see over 100 times. And yeah, some movies I can't really see 100 times because one of them is in fetus. There was in fetus, and yeah, I have to wait until May 19th to see that movie. And you all know, and no, it's not Onward. It's the Sonic movie. But yeah, those are movies that I can probably see 100 times. There are, of course, probably various movies that I probably am nearing 10 views. I'm not gonna mention them because I probably have multiple movies that are nearing that amount of views at the whole time. And yeah, movies that seen many, many times. Yeah, won't be surprised if I see many more movies 100 times. So yes. So there's multiple lists of movies that you've seen a million times. So whereas is a metaphor because you can't technically see a movie a million times. 100 times you can watch a movie 100 times, but yeah, if you go by years, it's even if you have 100, maybe if you have like 110 years, maybe you may see one movie a million times if you watch a movie every day, the same movie every day for every year. Which yes, you can technically watch a movie a million times if you're immortal, of course. But no humans are immortal, so yeah. And yeah, basically there's many movies that you could probably have seen a million times and still be entertained by it. There are some media saying that it's not really good for you seeing the same experience over and over again, but yeah. Now we're going over some movies that I've probably seen over thousands of times, and a lot of these will probably be animated movies because I grew up with some of these movies, and considering I grew up with some of these movies, I've probably seen them. Yes, I hate to admit, yes, I watched some of the old Pokemon movies, the anime ones of Ash Ketchum and all, probably many, many times when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I was obsessed with Pokemon. I still have Pokemon plushies in my room. Yeah, I still like Pokemon, except for Pokemon Sword and Shield, Let's Go Pikachu, and Eevee. I've probably seen all up to the Galatina one up to many, many times. And yeah, because I like Pokemon, of course, it's Pokemon, of course. I'm just gonna pull up the series. I'm just gonna pull up Pokemon because there's so many Pokemon movies. I even watched some of the ones on when they came on TV, such as the Arceus one, a few times as well. At the end, I don't really watch these movies anymore, but I still keep them because they were still a part of my childhood. I know I don't really care for the Pokemon anime now, but they were still a part. The Pokemon movies, the original ones, are still a part of my childhood. So of course, I'm going to keep those movies probably for the rest of eternity until I'm gone from this world, like the rest of us. The next movie is the Jurassic Park movies. I think my least viewed one is Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, the newest one, because that's the worst in the series. Maybe I watch Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom again, I'll probably like it more, but to be there, I just don't like Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. But Jurassic World Park 1 through 3, I think I have seen these 3 movies countless times. Yes, even the second one, which I've probably seen the second one the least. When I was a kid, I always liked dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are always the coolest creatures, besides certain Pokemon and other weird, mythical animals. They're also pretty cool. yeah, dinosaurs were pretty cool. So I've obviously seen Jurassic Park probably multiple times when I was a kid. Many times. I've seen Jurassic Park 3 and Jurassic Park 1 and Jurassic Park 2. Even Jurassic World I've probably seen over 10 times already at this point. I even saw Jurassic World in the theaters. I didn't see Fallen Kingdom in the theaters though, but I saw the first Jurassic World. The next movie I've probably seen many times, and I'm not ashamed of it, is the Ice Age movies. All of them, except for Quiz and Course. I've only seen that like 4 times, but yeah. The first 3 Ice Age movies specifically, and even Quiz and Course. Not Quiz and Course. The one about the boat, Continental Drift. I even seen that one over 10 times. It's just these movies are just so funny. Even to this day, the movies are funny. And of course, the first one had the Ice Age baby, which which is the second worst character besides it in the Roy and Wama. It's just a meme now that hey on the Ice Age baby. So of course I have to bring up the Ice Age baby. And obviously I think the third one is the best. Number one, there's dinosaurs in the movie. Obviously, I like dinosaurs, and of course, the Ice Age animals are also pretty cool. So you have both dinosaurs and Ice Age animals in the movie. Second is Buck. Buck is a very funny and wildly entertaining character. I was actually glad they brought him back in the fifth movie. People said the fifth movie is really bad, but I think that Buck being in that movie made the fifth movie much more enjoyable. And yeah, Ice Age, of course. The movies are essentially, to me, I actually like the Ice Age movies way more than the Incredibles. Yes, because I always thought that Ice Age animals were interesting. So yes, I liked. So of course, a movie about and of course, I always liked learning about the world, prehistory. I think that's what's called prehistory. Prehistory and all that stuff, prehistoric times, before even humans existed and stuff, and learn about the weird and wonderful animals always existing. And of course, I've probably seen a lot of those documentaries like Walking of Dinosaurs multiple times as well. Many times as well. But yes, of course, Ice Age. Being about Ice Age animals and being really funny, of course, is one of them. The next movies is The next movie, with the exception of very, is Madagascar 1, 2, and 3. I think that my least favorite is still Madagascar 1. Because I don't Madagascar 1 is probably my least favorite of the 3 movies. But especially Madagascar 2, of course. It has Moto in it. What is there else I love? And Moto being in the movie, of course, makes it Moto friendly, of course. Moto being in the movie, of course. That's always the part of the movie I always look forward to now when I see the movie. But of course, another one I've seen a lot is the third one. And the first one. But I always didn't really like watching the first one. And yes, and of course I can go over many more of these types of movies. I can literally list out a bunch of quote unquote kid movies that I call them animated movies that I've probably seen hundreds of dozens of times when I was a kid. I can list them out. Toy Story 1, 2, and 3. I can list out Finding Nemo. And of course, I can list out the dinosaur movie that I've probably seen like 5 or 6 times. The Bee movie. Yes, I like that movie. I still like it to this day because of all the bee puns. I always thought bee puns are funny. I don't know why. But yeah. And of course, and yes, and The Lion King and various other animated movies. And it seems that I only watched for a while only animated movies, except for Jurassic Park and dinosaur movies. Yeah, I was a really good person. But now I watch all the normal movies, and I'm now watching those movies now as well. So that's basically it. Goodbye.